Hello, traders and investors. It's Rod with Power Group. Welcome back on the Pursuit of Wealth for a daily market recap. Today's a recap for Wednesday. It is June 2nd. I hope you are all well today. In today's video, we're going to be discussing as the stock of the day, BlackBerry and the wild ride across the stock market today and all of these meme stocks and Wall Street bets, just massive short squeezes across the board. So we'll look at the BlackBerry chart in detail here in a moment. But first, as always, we're going to go over some news and events on the day. And then we'll look at the broader market, and then we'll dive into some individual tickers, including BlackBerry. I'll put some timestamps in the description below as well. But before we jump in, make sure to smash the like and subscribe to the channel. So jumping right into it, why is BlackBerry stock taking off again? Meme stocks have returned with a vengeance. So AMC up over 100% today. GME, even Sundial was running BlackBerry. So you've been wondering on this channel why I've been bullish. Even DDD, 3D Systems was running a lot today as well. So extremely bullish on BlackBerry, DDD, extremely bullish on SNDL lately. And this is all the reason why. And we're starting to see that reflect in the share price. And AMC just a little bit cautious here today, starting to see a little bit of signs of momentum shifting and a potential temporary top. So we'll look at the charts here in just a moment. But AMC halts and triggers a halt as the stock climbs more than 100%. It's been a while since I've seen a stock climb over 100%, especially a name as big as AMC, and just massive move. Congrats to the bulls. I know a lot of people in our group have made a ton off of that, so congratulations. Some people sold too soon, but hey, you can't time the top all the time, and pretty much not even half the time, or a fraction of the time. So if you've made profit, I would just consider yourself one of the lucky ones, because it's a very volatile name right now, and if you're not experienced, you can really get burned. Microsoft to unveil a new version of Windows on June 24th. Looking forward to that. And Bed Bath & Beyond shares surge about 50% as well, buoyed by the meme stock mania and new product news. So taking a look at the crypto space, we're all bouncing back here on our top major cryptos that I track here. So my favorite top cryptos: Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, XRP, ADA, and XLM. Those are pretty much the 6 that I monitor, and looking forward to seeing whether or not Bitcoin can get over EMA 12 here on the daily, as we've been rejecting since we lost 60,000 and we tested the $30,000 area. So if we can get over EMA 12, then we'll look up to resistance at 40,900, and that will confirm a daily uptrend. But Doge had a great day today as well, confirming the daily uptrend here with a low, high, higher low, and higher high. So if that's any indication that Bitcoin could be doing the same, we'll have to wait and see. And if you hear lots of noise outside, that's because it is 31 degrees here in Edmonton today and going through a bit of a heat spell. And if I didn't have my window open, I'm pretty sure I'd probably pass out while doing this video. So moving on to SPY. So SPY was a daily inside bar today, and we saw tons of inside bars actually across the space, but we'll want to see which way this breaks. So very simple. If it breaks bear, if we lose the low of today, tomorrow at 419.29, daily consolidation will be underway, and we can expect a test here of 417, 415, which are our EMAs. We have a lack of support though till 405, and if we break it bullish, then we're likely going to be going to all-time highs. But we did have a double top yesterday, and just looking to see which way this tightening range breaks. But the dollar pulled back from EMA 12, still in a daily downtrend, but it is set up for a potential daily trend change here with a low, high, higher low. If we form that higher low compared to 89.53 and then break resistance up at 90.44, we'd be back in a daily uptrend, and we could potentially see some downside, and we know SPY is likely due for some daily consolidation at some point. So if we do confirm a daily uptrend on the dollar, that's going to increase the odds that we see daily consolidation across the broader sector. QQQ daily inside bar, but a potential daily bull flag as well. Same with SPY. SMH was a bit weaker today, but actually, I take that back. I think I was confusing it with a different name. Yeah, I must have been. I think I was looking at the pre-market levels, but I think it was weaker during pre-market. That's what it was. But daily inside bar, so again, we have no daily support down to 223, so we know we're due, and we'll be watching. We had resistance there at 254. We had a high of 253.13, so we'll be watching the dollar as well for clues. Oil broke the high of yesterday, but pulling back within that range. And again, no daily support here either. So I wouldn't be surprised if we saw some broader market weakness here at some point this week, if not next week at the latest. But starting to see a little bit of red flags out there and just being cautious at the moment, especially with some of your high-flying names like AMC and some of those heavily shorted squeeze names. Just making sure I lock in profit, and you don't make anything unless you sell. So if you are wondering whether or not you should sell, again, we're not financial advisors. We can't give you buy and sell recommendations or tell you to buy, sell, or hold. But if it were me, I'd definitely be trimming. And if you're asking if you should trim or sell, then there's a good chance that you should probably at least trim. So silver bouncing back here at the high of the day after holding EMA 12 again on the daily. We lost it, but we are closing every candle above it now. Since back here at $25. So as long as we close the candle above EMA 12, that is, bulls are in full control, and that is just fine. So gold daily inside bar as well, but holding the 10-day moving average, hasn't even tested the 12 EMA. So if we do test the 12 EMA, we'll want to hold that and close above it, and we are maintaining the daily uptrend here. So that is the most important thing. XBI biotech sector started daily consolidation today, so a bit weaker than most. XLE had a great day today, and that was off the backdrop of U.S. oil strength. The financial sector, looks like we broke the low of yesterday just barely, but only by about 5 pennies, so not much follow through, and it's a potential setup for a daily bull flag. And seeing lots of correlation. Again, I've been watching the correlation between MJ. I'll do an MJ video a little bit later on, but we're starting to see some correlations between MJ and the financial sector. We saw that correlation when the financial sector was strong, MJ would be strong, and vice versa. When they were weak, MJ would be weak. But we'll continue to monitor that. We're starting to see that correlation pick up, and we do know that U.S. legalization is starting to ramp up here a little bit as well. So new bills have been introduced, and we saw that Amazon came out with news today that they backed the federal bill to legalize MJ as well. And again, I really don't think that, the U.S. is just, I think they're going to expedite it. I think it's Canopy Growth said that they believe, check out my video from yesterday on their earnings, but essentially in just a recap, he thinks that it's going to happen a lot sooner than people may think. And it's not a question of when or if, it's more of a question of how they're going to roll it out. So that is the question that we're trying to get the answer to. So on the healthcare sector, we're weak. Not much has changed. So yesterday I said we closed near the low of the day. We could see an EMA 12 and 26 bear cross as well, and wouldn't be surprised if we saw more downside. And here we are. We tested 121.04. I said we had resistance or support rather at 121.03. So it's a double bottom there, and we'll see if bulls can hold that support. So moving on to BlackBerry, congratulations to my fellow bulls. I've been extremely bullish on BlackBerry, just waiting after this massive move. I was waiting for daily oversold conditions, and generally daily oversold usually makes for a good entry. We didn't quite get there. We didn't paint any daily oversold at all really on this pullback, so we didn't quite get there, but you could have started to average in. I started to average in under $10. I added again at $8, and you can see here that we had this falling wedge pattern that broke bullish, and we couldn't get over the EMAs. We kept trying, but see here, we didn't change the daily trend. It was a straight move off the bottom and no change of the daily trend, and then just faded it straight into a lower low. Again here, attempted a daily trend change, got above it, but changed the daily trend, but ended up being a bull trap and straight into a new lower low again. And here we are breaking out of that falling wedge and seeing confirmation. We held the EMAs on the pullback. We set a daily higher low, and we changed that daily trend, and we saw massive follow through. And we also had a test of the 200-day moving average, I believe, or no, the 200 weekly moving average on that pullback, and we never closed a candle below it. So again, that's why I was screaming. I'm, super bullish on BlackBerry right now. We saw a bull cross of the 50 and the 100 weekly moving average, and now we're potentially seeing a bull cross of the 50 and the 200 weekly moving average, which is even more bullish. So that's why I was screaming from the rooftops, right? Should we be buying BlackBerry now? And in my opinion, it was an absolute yes, and now we know that that was the right decision. And we were also getting above the 10-week moving average. So again, once we broke $10, that was the go signal. The MACD and the stochastic had a massive bull cross as well. And here we are getting over all of the moving averages on the daily. And we even, so check that out, we even held the 200-day moving average. So not only did we hold the 200 weekly, we held the 200 daily. I thought we held the 200 daily. I thought I mixed them up, but it looks, now I remember it was both of them. So we had so much support there around $8. It wasn't even funny. And here we are back above the weekly VWAP as well. So BlackBerry is extremely bullish. I'm just going to warn everybody, it's time to be cautious. If we look back to the previous time when we had that massive parabolic move, we had a bit of a daily reversal candle here with a volume climax. So we didn't quite get to that volume today, but it's, just got to be cautious. I sold some today over $16. Basically, just to recap, I entered it. Yes, I've been entering since $10 and $8. And then on this rip here to $11, we got as high as $12.09. I sold some at around $11.40, and then I rebought it again at $11. Then the next day we got as low as $10.52. I rebought it. So sold at $11.40-ish. It was $11.41, and then rebought just over $11, like $11.02 or something like that, $11.03. And here we are today, seeing that inside bar break bullish. And from that re-entry so I was able to reload much cheaper, right? So I sold it at around $11.42, let's say, and I reloaded at $11.03. So I reloaded about 3% cheaper. And then around $11 to today, I was up another 40%. So picture perfect scenario. And I know a lot of people in our group are trading this as well, but I exited most of my position over $16 today. Again, just starting to see a little bit of red flags and that daily upper wick, a little bit of a blow off top. We'll want to see how we open tomorrow, but likely going to be an inside bar with the size of that range today, similar to, so let's just take a look at AMC real quick. Yeah, AMC, likely going to be a daily inside bar tomorrow, but massive range, right? We could drop 40%, still be looking, still not even entering daily consolidation. And same with BlackBerry, we could drop about 18%. We do have a gap now in the chart here at 1161 as well, so that's a potential area to fill if we see a break and bear break and daily consolidation. But I drew out, if you recall my videos from last week, I even drew out the weekly Elliott wave count as well. So essentially it was 1, and then there's second corrective wave, the third impulse wave, the fourth wave, our second corrective wave, and then our final impulse up to 28. And then we had that ABC correction, and I even drew it out. We went a bit higher than I expected, but you can see here that we're getting that wave one again, and we'll expect a pullback at some point. Again, this is, I just basically drew this out based on prior price levels. So again, not that I have a crystal ball, it's just you can utilize that Elliott wave strategy, and then combined with other technical analysis like that falling wedge, the daily trend change, getting over the EMAs and holding the EMAs. We had increasing bull volume as well. And like I said, all the other names, high flyers like AMC, heavily shorted names were running as well. So congrats to the bulls. But that, like I said, sold most of my position after $16, going to look to potentially see a gap fill here around 1161. Would love to see it. But we did have resistance as well, so at $18, I believe, on the hourly. Let's just zoom out here. So $18.12, and we got as high as $16.66, and we're down a bit here after hours, almost 1%. And another reason why I exited at $16. Look at how far we've run now. We've had a higher low every single candle on the hourly for 14 bars. So that's 5 days straight. 5 days worth of trading days straight with a higher low every single candle. So we have the low here at 1522. So if we do lose 1522 tomorrow, hourly consolidation will be underway. If we lose it in the first hour of trading, and then we'll be looking down to EMA 12 around 13 or EMA 26 around $12. We also have this previous top here around 1209. So I could see a back test of that resistance acting as new support. But again, for over $16, I sold, I think, around 16, 13, or 15. But if we just say 16, 18 is fine. So we could drop from these levels 38% and still be in an hourly uptrend, just looking for an hourly high or low. So hourly RSI at 89. It was over 90 there on that huge upper wick. So I was just looking to lock in those profits and can't complain. A lot of people today we're extremely excited. A lot of activity going on with BlackBerry and AMC. Tons of gains to be had. And now's not the time to be entering a bullish position, in my opinion. So moving on, taking a look at the bull and bear list. We had MVMD. I added to that position today as well. Another name we're extremely bullish on in our group, just getting pounded today. DFLY and VEGA. Obviously, AMC led the bulls, and followed by BlackBerry, NKLA, GME, and DDD. Up over 70% now on my DDD entry from back here at $17. You can see here from the low, we're up about 87%. And I added here on this daily higher low and trend change attempt. So I entered here at the low of 1920. That was the low on that pullback. So I entered around just above that. I think it was around 1940-ish or so, and set my stop below 1747. Ended up changing that daily trend and just rode that uptrend. So congrats to the bulls once again. Lots of green out there today. Thanks again for joining us on the Pursuit of Wealth. Going to end it there, and we shall see you a little bit later on for an MJ sector review. Make sure to smash the like and subscribe to the channel on your way out, and we'll see you a little bit later on for the MJ sector review. Take care, everyone.